Sorry, Leon Edwards says he won't fight Covington, even if they send him a contract. He's not signing it. What? How do you think that's going to work out?
You know, Dana's done this sort of fight before. If he can, the UFC and certainly Leon Edwards in that weight division is not in the top 5 or 8 or 10 champions that they've had yet. So he's not quite in a position where he's that huge marketable guy that they couldn't just jettison. If they just let go Ngannou, I think Ngannou moves the radar a little more than Edwards. So my hat's off to Leon for sticking his neck out and speaking his mind. Um, if Leon's real sharp, these are 50, 60, 70 page contracts that these guys exchange. If somewhere in there Leon somehow got them to put a clause, or there's a clause that can be interpreted that as a champion he has a say in who his opponents are, then contractually what he's saying there is going to have some teeth. But if he says I have a say, like he thinks like Dana's going to be like, well, Leon, what do you think? He's being a little silly. So I don't know I don't know if that was the most telling thing Leon said was, I do have a say in who I fight. It's like, okay, show me the contract and what line you're basing that statement on. And, we can move on from there with how much strength you have it. But if you're saying it from a position of I'm the champion, and look, Leon is also happens to be morally right. He shouldn't have to fight Covington. The fact is Leon sat on a long winning streak and waited for other guys to play out the championship title picture. Masvidal slipped in there. I know Masvidal, and maybe Leon had a case that he should have gotten a title fight, with Usman ahead of Masvidal, but they slipped Masvidal in there, because of moving the needle and stuff. Leon's been a very good soldier. He didn't do this. Isn't the commotion he made back then. He allowed all that to happen, played it out, wound up with the title in a situation against odds, including within the company. I don't think anybody expected or really wanted him to win. I don't think they wanted to move forward with him as a champion, even though with a British guy, you really can't go wrong. So they give him the immediate rematch, and he plays the rematch. He may have still been high from the win, which is understandable. But if he was just talking trash when he said that, I think that the UFC thrives on making people eat their words too. So he should be very careful with what happens.
Yeah, having said that, if he doesn't do it, do you think the UFC strips him?
Who would you put Leon in with next? Because here, I don't know. They could strip him. They could knock him down. That's why I think Leon's in a situation where he's expressed himself and everybody's paying attention now. If he continues to express himself that way, if the UFC does what they've done in the past, is they will crush him. That's usually what they do. From Jens Pulver and the Monty Cruz to Tito Ortiz to even Randy Couture spent time ostracized before coming back and things. There's no end. Ngannou is a nice recent example of someone they will let go because the company's always greater than any of the current champions or faces. Leon isn't even as big as any of those other guys. So he's expressed himself. Now how he continues to express himself will also answer that question, what they do next. I think that they could basically shelve him. They could let him keep the title, create an interim title, and then let the interim champion, fight his way into like just either Leon comes back or his next fight is to legitimize the belt and Leon's gone. And, I think that's a script that's rather simple for the UFC to follow, and it's cookie cutter. They've probably done it before, in almost exactly that fashion. So Yeah, I think Leon's expendable still.